guys, welcome back to another daddy-daughter conversation starring
marafiki zangu wa karibu wananiita Abdul Samad mkurugenzi na mabebe wananiita Habibi.
Today we will be doing a catch-up because you ndio watu wanaulizia sana.
Okay.
What was a typical day in your life when you were 13?
You wash the class. Yeah.
That was mandatory.
Yes.
Wait.
Sharia.
Did you have a girlfriend at 13?
Yeah.
Welcome back to another Welcome back to another daddy-daughter conversation starring Father Mumbus. Actually, where'd you introduce?
Bas mimi watu wanaheshima wananiita shehe. Marafiki zangu wa karibu wananiita Abdul Samad mkurugenzi na mabebe wananiita Habibi.
Hey.
Hey, wacha tu.
All right. So last time we did a Q&A with Mama. And what? The amount of people asking for you. They want to see a conversation with me and you again.
Is it a surprise though?
Not really.
You and I sit on a couch like this, 450,000 views. Man.
Facts. No offense to Mom though. Lakini this one.
She's trying.
Trying.
Man. It's good to be here, man. Yeah, it's been a minute.
True.
Nilikuanza kusikia vibaya. Amenitaki kwa channel yenu tena nini?
No, we needed the views to go back up again, so we decided to bring out the super weapon.
Hey, WMD. Hapo sawa.
Exactly. Today we will be doing a catch-up. Because you ndio watu wanaulizia sana. Okay, so I'm 13. Yeah? So I'd want to know how things were like for you when you were my age. You know?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So should we start?
Yes. Shoot.
All right. So question number 1. What was a typical day in your life when you were 13?
When I was 13. Nice. So when I was 13, I was in class 7. So on a normal day, say a school day, my day started at 6:15 thereabout. That's when I woke up. Si hatukuwa na hiyo story ya kuoga asubuhi, hiyo naiona na nyinyi. Si bana, you just woke up, you washed your face, then breakfast was chai and 2 slices of bread. Hiyo ilikuwa standard. That's when bread ilikuwa, most of the time ilikuwa either ugali ama unagonga tu chai hivyo. But sasa mimi have a problem with hot tea to date. Si unajua me I don't do well with hot things. So we had an old fridge hapo kwa ilikuwa inakaa kwa bedroom. So before I sleep, I used to make sure that I have some ice cubes on the tray. Ndio asubuhi nikiamka nikishaweka chai kwa kikombe na tupa ice cube 3 ndani. Ndio niweze kupiga hiki tu flash. So as soon as I'm done with my breakfast, navaa nguo haraka. I polish my shoes. Funny enough, hata shoe polish kidogo ilikuwa tricky, so tulikuwa tunapaka Vaseline. Unapaka kiatu Vaseline. Ina shine mbaya. Ina shine mbaya.
That's smart.
Maze. Then you collect your lunch. Tulikuwa tunapikiwa ama the food that back in from yesterday ndio mnapaka asubuhi kwa tu containers teke unaweka kwa bag, then you toka mbio. So from where we lived near Old Kibera Primary all the way to Ayani Estate Primary was like how many kilometers?
Kilometers.
Yeah.
And you tembead?
Oh yeah.
Wait?
Actually you ran.
In the morning?
Yeah. Because you needed to be inside the school compound by 7:15.
And you woke up at 6:15. You have an hour to run.
To prepare, leave the house and run to which we used to make bana, us guys were fit back in the day. Mbaya sana and you know, because mimi I'm from the old school times when we used to do 13 subjects in primary. And you couldn't leave your books at school juko. First of all, lockers ni uwezi funga, they are unlockable. Let us do mbona tulikuwa tunaziita lockers. So you used to carry all your books home to school and back home. So hii kukimbia na kimbia hizi kilomita 3-4 nimebeba fridge kwa mgongo because our bags were like this high. Umejaza vitabu zote za all the 13 subjects hapo. So you do that mini marathon to school. You do the first there was a small prep between 7:20 and 8 if I'm not wrong. It's been so long aki. Then 8 ikifika bell in a ring, wase wanaenda assembly. Everything from assembly to nini and back to class ilikuwa na take 30 minutes. So 8:30 lessons zinaanza. You do your lessons until 10:30, you go for break. You do your lessons until 12:45, you go for lunch. People used to run back home, but sasa sisi tunakumbuka tulikuwa na mchele yetu pale na kamande. Unaigonga lunch time mbio. Then you finish very fast because you need to play football. Tulikuwa tunachezaga ball break time na lunch time without fail. Then once you're done with your food, you play your soccer. At bell used to ring at was it 2 p.m? Yes. 2 p.m. you go back for the afternoon classes. You finish at around 3:45. You wash the class. Yeah.
That was mandatory.
Yes.
Wait.
Sharia. You wash the class until around 4:15.
Kila mtu.
Kila mtu. So people had duties. Wewe ni wakuleta maji. Alafu kuna some characters hapo walikuwa, you know us guys, we can't do it because we are allergic to dust. Na sasa wanavuta masigara hapa nje na shindo, what happened? Then after you're done washing class, the class mna maintain for like another 1 hour. Either mkisoma ama mkifanya homework, you know, ama catch up. Then at 5 you leave. Mnakimbia nyumbani. So when you get home, lazima you must put in some play hapo kidogo before. So tukitoka chuo 5, I used to get home by around 5:20 thereabout. Then I play until 6:30. I go home, I take a shower. Then I sit down to do my homework. Mbio. Then back in the day, there were shows. Us guys had the proper TV shows. They were on TV. And the good shows were between 7:30 to 8. That's where the good shows were. There was a soap opera from 8 to 9, but at some point sikuwa na nini sana. So you watch that show, the 7:30 to 8 p.m. show, because up on all our local shows used to be. Then 8 unarudi kumalizia assignment ama homework kama uko umemaliza. Ama kama uko umemaliza, you look for other things to do. And since I came from a huge family, we were 8 in the house.
You were.
So tulikuwa tunacheza tu mavitu zetu hapo. Then 9 o'clock bedtime. Yeah. And that was a typical day during school days. Holidays ilikuwa rahisi. Unaamuka saa 1, saa by 7 ulikuwa usingizi ishaisha. Anything that needs to be done is done. Uko we didn't have a house manager. So ilikuwa ukiamka ni unashughulikia vitu zako. Nguo zenye umevaa hiyo wiki za shule nini, kama si shule ni home, zile nguo umechafua hiyo wiki unaosha ama zenye umechafua jana. Me I used to prefer hivyo. Yenye nimechafua jana nafua leo. Ndio nisikuwe na backlog. So you wash your things, mna clean huko kwa nyumba what then you leave the house. You come back usiku. Huku mchana mnacheza, mnatembeleana, you do all sorts of things. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. The school day, it's actually not as different from
not so much.
Yeah, it's not so much.
Ni vile yenu sasa ni
a bit friendly.
Manze, school bus.
What was your relationship like with your parents?
So I don't know whether it was
Okay.
So back in the day we used to think our parents never liked us. Sababu our relationship with our parents back in the day was very strained. Every time ilikuwa vita. Sisi, you see the way I come to the house and you're there, you're maybe on your laptop, nini, tunasalimiana. I go and do my things. Uko tu sawa, uko fiti. Us guys, whenever your parents walked in, you disappear.
Go, run away. I was told that.
You scatter. Juu kuonekana tu hapo kidogo you will trigger something. Kuna makosa ulifanya 4 years ago, amekumbuka leo. Kuna report form kuona. It was just chaotic. So us guys and our parents never used to interact. I can't remember the last time I sat down like this with my mom ama with my dad ati tunapiga tu story for no reason. Juu anytime coffee itatembea tu hapo mchezo. But of course after you grow up now things change. They become super friendly. even to your kids, awawaguzi, your kids wanafanya nonsense, wanawaambia no, don't, just leave them. If you dare do those things that their grandkids are doing now, wewe ni noma. Ilikuwa tu, I guess walikuwa wanatoa frustrations zao za life na sisi, because things were thick back in the day
for them.
So you can imagine, my dad and my mom had a combined salary of I think 60 G's, or ikienda sana 65. Now that I'm being very generous, because ukianza kuingia kwa malone nini, it gets even less.
Yeah.
But these people with a salary of a little more than 50 G's wako na 8 kids. All these 8 kids were at some point were in school at the same time.
Guys.
Yes, as our firstborn Moses was in college, Uncle Rafo was in kindergarten. 8 kids. So there are kids in college, there are kids in high school, there are kids in primo, and there's one in kindergarten. So unashindwa na hiyo salary walikuwa wana manage aje. So it must have been very stressful for them. So even though mujiambia hiyo vita ilikuwa sababu ya lazima wangetafuta avenue ya kutoa stress. Yeah.
Lakini yani you all know, okay, for your parents, they knew that they didn't have like a lot of money.
Yeah.
So is that what they were thinking when they decided to have 8 kids?
So those are the questions sometimes we used to ask them. But you know, for them they're from a very different school of thought. For them, kids need wealth.
True.
For our parents, kids, unajua maze, there's just some pride ukiambia mabeshte wako, that's my firstborn and daktari mahali, second born wangu ni engineer pale, that's my third born, huyu ni lawyer atari hapa town, all my kids have gone to university. There's just a sense of pride.
True.
Unajua?
Yeah.
Sasa normally we don't turn up the way they wanted. It took a long time for my parents to tell their friends, huyu kijana wangu ni msanii, anachekesha watu hapa town. It took a long while for them kuona yani this career of mine as prestigious. But you see, I was already there. Au walikuwa shaekelea bet zao wakajua hapa najua tutapona na hao watoto wanani. But sasa sisi some of us tukachukua directions zingine. Yeah, but all's well that ends well.
True.
Kila mtu kwa hao watoto wanane yako tu sawa, anapambana kivyake.
That's hectic.
I know, man.
Question number 3.
Yes.
What was your idea of fun? Like, what activities did you used to do to keep yourself entertained?
Nice. So back in the day, we were very outdoorsy. Hatukuwa watu wa kukaa kwa nyumba sana. Yeah, so kuna kitu tulikuwa tunaitaga adventure. The riskier it was, the better. The more fun. So adventure ilikuwa ina range. So in Nairobi there are places that are swampy, and in those swampy areas there's a lot of sugarcane that grows there. So some mothers had owned those it wasn't at their property, but since it's growing there and nobody owns it, they just now. They take it, they take ownership, it becomes theirs. So our mother wako wanatupenda, sisi tulikuwa tunaingia huko tunavuruga mbaya, tunabeba mamiwa. So that was one of the adventures that we had. Tulikuwa tunaita mami go. Leo tunaenda mami go. Hiyo ni kwenda kuiba mamiwa huko. Tunapiga miwa za watu teke huko, tunavunja, tunasikia fiti. Akina mama wanakam mazee, they throw pangas at us, nini. It was risky. It was chaotic. If we were not going for mami go, we used to go for things called mrogoto. Oh my God, I'm going to sound very ghetto. But what used to happen during our days, KQ, Kenya Airways, had a dump site for the food that they serve on the planes.
Oh gosh.
Yes. Sasa, see, sometimes when people travel, unaletewa kale kadina pale, then you bite the mchele, you know, break the croissant kidogo, unauma unawacha. There's a whole dini of chocolate there you don't touch. So they collect all those things and they put them somewhere in a kabag and they transport it to Mrogoto. I think Mrogoto was somewhere in Embakasi, if I'm not wrong. So we used to walk. Okay, this is now before we moved to Kibich. I think we were still in Umoja. We used to walk to where the things were tunachagua the nice food that hasn't been touched. Imagine. So the problem was, us guys, we didn't need to do that. We had families, like we were fed at home.
So
there are chokoras who depended on that food.
True.
Alafu sisi sisi with all our bushiness tunakuja huko kwanza wewe. Let me tell you, it was chaotic. And you know, they had wild dogs. They had dogs.
Oh God.
So every time they saw us, they set the dogs on us. Ilikuwa ni blanda. Tulikuwa tunakimbizwa huko deadly. War unto you if you could not run at that. Yani ilikuwa ni noma. Some of our friends walikuwa wanashikwa. Munatengenezwa proper. So those are the things that we used to do for fun, the adventures. So if you were not going for Mrogoto or Mami Go, we just play football in the, within the estate. We had another risky thing.
I was waiting for you to say that.
So there's something that we used to call War ya Mageri or Vita ya Mageri. So War ya Mageri is war between two estates. So estates back in the day used to be called Geri. So us guys were Geri ya Umo, kuna Geri ya Umo tu, umoja tu, kuna Geri ya Buru, Geri ya Oyole. So for no reason, we'd just walk into a neighborhood and start fighting for no reason. Hivyo tu, mwenye anapigwa arudi nyumbani. So mnajua, from that day maze Geri ya Umo tu ni noma, hapo msiende kuchokoza. Atari. And it was very amicable, like we knew the extents. Like wezi dunga mtoto wa mtu na kisu. We knew the boundaries. Unatandikwa makofi na mangumi, unasikia fiti, unaenda home.
Unarudi home.
Rosa like maze. So those are the things we used to do. Alafu the estates that were, for Wanyonges, of course those were the bougie estates, like Akina Buru. We'd go and steal their bikes, but we were good. Like we'd take someone's bike, we ride it, then we return. You're checking.
Wow.
So those are the things. But now, as I got a little bit older, now deeper into my 13s, Sasi we went to Key Beach, nini. That's when I discovered music. Like music for me became a thing when I was 13. So what used to happen back in the day, kuna ma tape nimesahau naongea na Gen Z. Now, wacha nianze na definitions. Music back in the day wasn't streamed. Si kama sahi utaingia YouTube stream ngoma. Music back in the day was packed into things called cassette tapes. So
I know.
The radios back in the day used to play something called a cassette. So this cassette ulikuwa ka una radio una rewind na bairo hivi nini. So those cassette tapes, you'd get an original Jay-Z cassette tape for like 300 bob. In 1999, 300 bob was Chris Kirubi money. That was Vimal Shah money. Yani 300 bob was a lot. So what we used to do was the radios came with the tape player, and the tape player next to the play button was the record button. So unakaa unasikiza radio, unajua ni presenter mgani analeta gazile ngoma wao unapenda. We knew people like akina Jeff Mwangemi would play good local music. Since uwezi enda ununue tape ya Nameless ni expensive, unangoja Jeff Mwangemi hapo acheze ma local. So you go and buy an empty tape. So like a tape for Jay-Z would cost like 300, an empty tape was like 50 bob. So you save and buy an empty tape, then you put it inside the tape player, then you wait for Jeff Mwangemi to do the thing on radio. He was the dope radio presenter at the time. Ukisikia tu ame-cue ngoma unataka, coming right up is Mega Rider by Nameless. Unaka standby. Ikianza tu Mega Rider iko. So you press the record and the play button together. So the song on radio plays. Ukisikia tu inaenda kuisha, you hit stop and you leave it there. That song from radio has now been recorded onto your tape. So now you can listen to it 1,500 times if you want. It's recorded there.
You can't have multiple songs in
so
one.
So you can. So once you've hit stop, unaiwacha hapo. And you wait for Jeff Mwangemi to introduce another song that you like. Ukisikia tu song ingine ina kama you do the thing. So you do that until you jazzer the tape.
So unajua jikija.
Unaweza ona. So the tape had something called a reel. So this reel, I wish I had it here. So those reels, ni kama, what has a reel now? I don't know. Okay. So it's like a circle like this and another circle like this, and there's a kamba.
Oh.
So this kamba, it once when it rotates here, inaenda ikijaza hii reel hivi, but huku inapungua. So tape, ukitaka kujua tape iko mwanzo, hii reel ya hii side imejaa, hapa hakuna kitu. So as the tape is playing, this one is reducing, this one is growing. Okay. You're getting?
Yeah.
So ukiona maze side ya huku mwisho imejaa, na hapa ni ndogo, unajua side A imeisha. Now here's the beauty about the tapes. You can pindua. So you record side A, then you pindua the tape, you record side B.
Oh,
so on average, we used to work with averages. So if you have like a TDK 60, you know you have 60 minutes on that tape. 30 minutes on one side, 30 minutes on the other. So on average, a song is what? 4 minutes?
Yeah, 4 minutes.
So for you to have 30 minutes, you know you need like 7 songs. So you have 7 songs here. You pindua the tape, you record another 7 songs. So once you have your 14 songs, your tape imejaa. So hiyo ndo utakuaga tu ukiboeka, unaiseti, unasikia fiti. So I used to do that maze deep in my 13th and 14th until we went to high school. By the time us guys were going to high school, now the CDs had come. So CDs, you'd buy a CD for cheaper. It was, in fact, those CDs were cheaper than cassettes. And the quality was clearer and yeah, so that was what I used to do back in the day with regards to music, because music was a big deal for me. Yeah.
Where?
Yep.
Wow. Anywho.
Hapo nimekufundisha vitu za zamani.
Yeah. And so, that cassette thing.
I haven't even gone back into, before the cassettes, the things called the Santuris. What are Santuris called in English? Vinyl. Yeah.
That's the one with the large black disc.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. Yes, you may know, man. I know.
Exactly. So those ones, even us guys, we didn't find them. Those ones are they were for our parents. Us guys found cassettes. Like the vinyls were there, but we weren't using them because most houses had radio cassettes. Yeah.
Wow.
History, eh?
History, man. How were you performing at my age, academically?
Oh, man. Okay. So there's something that happened. But do you know my story? I don't think you know my story. So, Shosh was single for some time until we moved to Kibera, when now she got married to Babu. So by the time we were moving to Kibera, I was almost 13. I was like 12. Uncle Jesse was 7. Was he? Yeah, 7. So now, before we moved to Kibera, even the schools that we were going to, they were private schools, because we had a cousin of yours called Bill. Hey, is Bill your cousin really? No. Bill is my cousin, so Bill is your uncle.
My uncle.
You've never met him. Bill is in the States. He's been there since 99.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a big shot now. So we used to live with Bill because the mom left him with us. So because of that, the mom used to give my mom a little something. That little something wasn't little. It was quite a bit. So my mom took us to private schools.
Ish.
All me and Jesse. We were only 2. Oh. Only me and Jesse. I'll explain to you how we ended up. Actually, I feel like we've talked about this before, but I'll remind you.
Okay.
So now, I used to go to St. Mary's Academy in Donholm. It was a pretty decent school. I was number 1, 2, 3. No, not 1. There was a guy there called Stephen Mwakesi. Actually, Stephen Mwakesi was running for Taita Taveta County government. He wanted to be governor. He was a bright kid. So that was the only guy that I never beat. There was a chick after Stephen Mwakesi called Caroline Duko, genius. But at some point I beat her, I think once. Then there was me and another boy called Arnold. So the 4 of us, used to be a game of this one is number 1 today, okay, number 2 today, kesho this one number 2. Stephen Mwakesi sat on that number 1 for life. Yani he was a genius. So those guys, after I left private school in when I was 12, I went to Kibich in 98, 99 when I was turning 13. Bana, I used to vuruga guys in Kibera like a nonsense. Number 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Was it because your level was here, but them their level was here?
Yes. You see, I'm coming from a private school, then I'm going to a public school.
Public.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was korogaing them proper. So what happens? You know, when every time you're up there, you tend to slacken a bit, and which is exactly what happened. So by the time I was doing my KCPE, I had shukad tremendously.
You told me that.
The people I was competing with in St. Mary's, all of them were on the newspaper as top performers for KCSE year 2000, KCPE. So that means had I remained at St. Mary's, I'd have been on the paper. So something happened when we went to Kibich. That I blame myself. Like, I can't blame anyone. I really had no reason to slacken. Ni ile tu unajiambia, hata nisiposoma bado ndakuwa top 5. Even with my low marks at 490 marks at the time, I was still top 6. The entire stream.
And you're playing out of
700. Yeah, it was out of 700. Yeah. So I used to be fire in my lower primary days, from class 1 to class 6. Fire. Then now class 7 and 8 I just started slackening pole. Sasa wewe usifanye hiyo makosa. Wewe usifanye hiyo.
Yes.
Ama ushaanza?
Hapana, no.
Okay. Yeah. Najua hiyo look. Your look ni ya social studies. Okay, it's our secret. Even me, your social studies I'm not getting. Me, hizo maswali ni ngumu mimi.
It's true.
Yeah.
But
koto sawa. Back in our days it used to be called GHC. Geography, History and Civics. So if I finished my KCP with 490, which in your whatever is like
312.
50
higher.
Something.
Yeah.
It was an average of 70. So an average of 70 out of 500 is 350. Yeah.
Here, an average of 70 is
350, which is good.
It's okay.
It's
steady.
All right.
Yeah. Which brings us to our last and final question.
Oh, really?
So,
yeah.
Did you have a girlfriend at 13?
Yeah!
Ama some kachik you were interested in at that time?
At 13? Man.
Apa, be honest. Be honest. It's an open space. Just with 400,000 people watching. It's alright.
Okay. But kweli wa mambo ni kwamba bana, you know your dad. Hey, mtu mali safi yote hai.
Of course. After you, I was expecting.
Let me tell you. Mimi bana, I had it easy during my days. Most of the guys were running after chicks. Bana, these chicks are running after your daddy,
wow.
Man. You know your daddy, man.
Whoa.
But yeah, on the real though. Yes, I had a childhood sweetheart. She was one amazing human being.
Wait, mama
even mommy had. Kwanza ule ni
hapana.
Huyu. Next time you sit with her, hebu muulize.
Hapana, huyu mambo yake ilikuwa vitabu. Babes who? Babes where?
Hivyo ndio alikwambia?
Hivyo ndio najua.
Kai.
Mom.
Let me tell you. In fact, now that you are what and to boy, even me, she's the one who came after me.
Stop. Stop.
Me hata sikuwa rada. Me, in fact, I'm in college. I'm wondering bana mazee time itafika saa ngapi niende nifanye mtihani. This chick is always on my case.
No.
Why
are you lying? Simu kweli.
Kodi anadanganya.
I'm the one on the show. Wewe utapatiwa right of reply ukaa hapa.
Hata
Mom, if I find out that is true, I am running away.
It's not true. Lady is lying. Tell him here we tell the truth.
Oh, you're kidding.
I'm kidding.
Hey bro, karibu ni pass out man.
Lakini asikudanganya ati hakuwa na kamutu.
Sweetie baby.
Yeah, alikuwa na. Yeah, so even me I had she was oh yeah, we were in the same class. But different schools. Very different schools.
Oh, different schools.
Yeah, different schools. Mimi I was huko in the ghettos. Yeah, bana, she was going to a private school. Yeah, alinisaidia sana because she was very smart upstairs.
Samuli meet aje.
Oh, nice. So when we moved to Kibera, kuna story sijakwambia. You're wondering how we ended up being 8 kids.
So, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So huko in back in my Umoja 1 days. See, it was just me, Jesse, Uncle Jesse and Mom. Cause
y'all weren't.
See, my mom was single because my dad decided to do the thing when we were young. So my mom was single, and she was raising us, me and Uncle Jesse.
So who's your dad?
He disappeared when we were little.
Guy, Babu is not my grandfather.
Babu is is your grandfather, but he's my stepdad.
Guy.
Yeah, you didn't know. You knew.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't.
Guy, my life is alive, man.
Guy, isho basi na
wacha niende nilie kwanza.
No, but unaona bado yeye ni Babu. Aya. Ameenda.
What he said? Maybe she doesn't know.
I don't
think shame mwambie hizi stories.
Walai.
Yeah.
No.
So your original Babu left us when we were very young. In fact, Uncle Jesse barely knows him. Barely. We were very little. But now, when I was 12 and Uncle Jesse was 7, Shosh met Babu. And they fell in love and they became a thing. Now, Babu had a family of his own. Babu had a wife and 5 children. But on Babu's side, the wife passed away. So the wife was now Mama Auntie Miriam, Uncle Moses, Auntie Grace, and Auntie Vicky. What's that? Moses, Miriam, Grace, Liz, Auntie Liz, and Auntie Vicky. Yeah. So when the mom passed on, she left 4 girls and 1 boy. So there's a single man here with 4 girls and 1 boy. And there's a single lady here with 2 boys. Me and Uncle Jesse. So us guys were absorbed into this other new family. So now we became 7 because there are 5 people here and the 2 of us. 7 kids. Then now Babu and Shosh got Uncle Rafo.
Oh, Uncle Rafo.
Uncle Rafo. Yeah. That's how we ended up being
What?
it. Yes.
Guy.
Sasa umeshika hiyo family. How don't you know about this?
You've never told me about that.
For real?
Yeah.
Hey, okay. Oh,
oh my, what? What?
Yeah, so Babu has raised us like his own kids since we were high.
Tiny.
Yeah, so that's why he's Babu. In fact, he's more Babu than
your actual.
Yes, because
do you want to meet him again?
Actually, I did. I met him once in 2012. In 5 minutes, I already knew.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was. There's no point. Okay. Yeah. That is. It's not that he's a bad person. He's there. He's living his life. It's very evident that he never wanted kids because he's never ever had any kids after us. And he's old now. He's in his 70s.
He's still alive.
Yeah, still there. He's still there. Okay. Yeah. I was answering something before we came back to this. Oh, girlfriend.
Yes.
So how did I end up talking about family? How we met. How we met.
Oh, yes.
So now, when we moved from Umoja to Kibich, to Kibera, Auntie Grace had a best friend. Now that best friend was.
Guy.
Yes, I know, man. Yeah.
Well, did you guys actually date? I mean, was just like...
But we were kids. Did we even know what dating meant? But we were really tight. We were close. Like, she taught me a lot of things.
Oh.
Yeah, because she was a brainy. She went to the best girls' school at the time. That's how you know.
Limuru.
Limuru, you can't even compare. Limuru is a good school, but hers was... She went to Precious Blood.
Oh, Precious, of course, of course.
Back in the day, I don't know whether it's still the same, but back in the day, PB was creme de la creme, top at the top, homie. It was in there. Yeah, so we were very close until I think after high school. Now, when people start going to universities and you kind of drift apart because your goals change.
Yeah,
a lot of things
true.
change along the way.
True.
Yeah. So she went to study banking somewhere. I went to do my arts things. Yeah. And that's how we drifted. Then I moved from Key Beach. Yeah. I don't think we've met ever since.
You've not met after?
No. Oh, no. We've met once. She came. Oh, she came to see you.
What?
Yes, she came to see you when you were like a week old.
Guy.
Yeah.
And mom was okay with it.
Mom, yeah, you know, your mom is cool, man. Your mom is cool, peeps. Mom, you were okay, right?
I was okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, she had. Plus, those were many years ago.
Yeah.
Very many. Like when us guys were a thing, it was 2004, 3. Your mom was still in school, high school.
Guy, wait. You and mom didn't go to the same college?
Yes, we did.
Oh,
yeah. But by the time us guys were going to college, me and the lady were not. Also, mom joined when I was leaving. Mom joined Kole when I was leaving on my last year. Really? Right when I was leaving. Like it was a game of chances. Like if had I not been in school on a particular day, we'd never have met.
Really?
It's a game of chances. It just so happened that time I was in school. Then we were talking with a group of guys there, and they were talking about this new chick that has joined the school, and she's hot, she's fire. And I was like, I want to see her. Then I saw her. Then I was like, why does she look familiar, this one? She's the mother of my kids.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
That was a very nice ending. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Thank you to our lovely guests.
Yes, anytime, man.
That's conversation, man.
Fire. Kabisa.
Guys, thank you so much. Tuonane in our next conversation.
Yes.
Peace.
That's what's up, man.
See ya.
Asante sana.
See ya.
Kukwenyu hamuna juice?